How's it going, guys? My name is TJP, and welcome back to another NBA 2K23 MyNBA career sim. So, in today's video, we're going to be doing the second overall pick, Chet Holmgren. Now, he has not played this season, and most likely will not play in real life in this season. But we're going to start from when I'm making this recording, which I think is around like the 17th. That was the last game they played, so it's, kind of close to there. So we're going to basically simulate and see what this team can do with Chet Holmgren, or just really follow the career of Chet Holmgren, really. I mean, he might stay on the Thunder, he might not. We're going to see how well he does throughout his career. So the team can do whatever the hell they want. Doesn't really matter to me. He can go wherever he wants. We're not controlling anything. We're just watching Chet Holmgren, and we're going to see how well he could do if he could have a great career. And then we'll kind of compare him, his career stats, kind of to where people would be present day. We'll look at his career stats at the end, see where he ranks all time in certain statistics. So we're going to enter the game. Before we do, leave a like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below some more video ideas or players, socials, playlists, second channel, main channel, down below the description. With that being said, let's get on the gameplay. Yeah, of course, with these injuries are off going forward. Now, I do want to double check to see if Chet does have an injury on right now. He does. It is broken right foot season. Now, maybe he comes back in real life. You never know. Maybe there's a chance that he does. Chances are he doesn't. But maybe in the game he does, so we'll see. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Then we got next year. So we're going to try to keep it a little bit realistic because, he's still hurt. But going forward, there won't be any injuries to anybody. So we're just going to assume health will be eliminated. But for this season, because we're starting in the middle of the year and he hasn't played yet, I think to be fair, it kind of just makes sense because he might not play at all this year. So we'll see. We'll just have him develop. I don't think there's going to be too much noteworthy things going on in this season if he does happen to play. So I'll probably see you guys maybe at the end of the second season where there might be a little bit more things to talk about. But yeah, he is a 73rd overall, so let's see if he can get back onto the court and, help this team win. We'll definitely add another pick to this team for sure. All right, so nothing too crazy happened with Chet. He is an 80 overall. Yeah, he did play a little bit of games, about 10 points, 10 rebounds, so almost a double-double, 2 block shots. Yeah, but didn't play too much, only 16 games, but we got a little bit of PT, which is nice to see. Did jump through up overall, so that's just nice. So we'll see what ends up happening there. I guess they drafted Thompson with the 10th pick. So there is that. A lot of young talent on this team. So I think, yeah, going forward, Chet should be pretty solid. I don't think he's going to count as his rookie season because he played. So regardless, we're just going to keep simulating. We'll see how he ends up doing. And once I don't have to I'll let you know. Kind of just looking through the awards, and it's kind of insane to see Victor won 2 awards as a rookie, and then Scoot Henderson won an award as a rookie as well. Kind of insane. Evan Mobley also, and Luka Doncic. Kind of not a surprise. I don't think I'm going to see Chet on any of these teams. Maybe all defensive second team didn't make it this time around. But let's take a look at the stats. We're on the play-in, taking on Denver, so that's nice to see. So how did the man, the myth, the legend, Chet do? Scoring-wise, only 12.3 points, 9.5 rebounds. Played great D, almost 2.5 blocks, nearly a steal a game. 41% of the field, 32.8 from 3, 75.4 from the line. So definitely improved. I mean, again, there's a lot of talent on the squad, and he was a little bit hurt. He was obviously hurt last season. But, yeah, he definitely has the potential to be a defensive monster for sure. So we'll end up seeing what happens there and see how he does in the play-in for this upcoming first taste of, serious basketball for him. So obviously we'll sim through game. And, well, we lost the first game. Let's take a look at the box score and see how Chet did. He had 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Nothing too great there. And then, of course, we have the 9-10 playing game. We'll sim through game. We're going to take on Portland. And if we could beat Portland, we are going to be taking on, I think it was the Pelicans. So we'll sim through game. And we do beat the Trail Blazers. As Chet, 16-9, contributed in his own way. So that's nice to see. So we have the Pelicans in the first round. We'll sim the rest of the play-in. See how we could fare against the Pelicans in Chet's first taste of postseason action. And they're probably going to get swept. No, they don't. But it is going to be... Really? Okay, wow. That team came back down from a 3-0 deficit and almost brought it back to win the series. That's impressive. How did Chet do in the playoffs? 16.1 points. So he definitely upped his totals. 7-point rebounds. Okay, you like to see that. Not too bad. Much more efficient as well. So good stuff there from Chet. I mean, obviously the block shots went down a little bit, but hey, that's good stuff there. I like that. He stepped up his game a little bit in the playoffs, and especially in the scoring aspect. So he's got to gain some weight. Obviously, I think in 2K it's not really going to happen, but you know, he's looking good so far. We'll see what ends up happening. You know, for the rest of his career, I hope overall progresses, and it's going to be, I guess, Cleveland winning the finals, Donovan Mitchell Finals MVP. So we're just gonna keep simulating. We'll see what happens with Chet. I'm sure he'll be, you know, on the Thunder for a fair bit amount of time, since he'll have his 2 years of team options, and then also most likely will get a contract extension. And just in case you're curious, Chet is up to an 84 overall. He is the starting center on the team, and this is a very interesting starting talent lineup. So obviously his team made the playoffs after making the play-in. You know, obviously Chet improved. We'll see how well the team as a whole can improve. The future looks bright with Chet in Oklahoma City. All right, so Oklahoma City ended up making the 4th seed. So Chet is once again back in the playoffs. Let's take a look and see how he did. He didn't get any awards, but he definitely contributed, and the numbers do show it. There is a lot of talent, like I said, on this team, so it's definitely crazy. We have 14.7 points, 10.5 rebounds, so double-double, 2 blocks a game. So you like to see that. 44.1% of the field, 34 from 3, and 76.5 from the line. So he's definitely improving, you know, albeit, you know, it's at his own pace. Again, he had to come back from an injury, so it makes sense. I don't know what I'm doing right now. But if we look at his awards, so far he does not have anything. No, what's it called? Defensive teams, all-stars, but he's still contributing, so that's really all that matters. So obviously we'll see how well we could do against Golden State in the first round. And they do advance, and then they get to the second round and take the Grizzlies to 7 games. Unfortunately, cannot get the job done. And it's going to be the Celtics winning the finals. Jason Tatum, finals MVP. Let's see how Chet did in the playoffs here in his, I guess, 3rd season. And, yeah, 13.7 points. A little bit down from the season. But shot a little bit better from the free throw line, so... Again, 2.8 blocks as well is pretty impressive. You know, SGA, Josh Giddey, I'd say, like, Chet's probably a 3rd option on this team. But can be a defensive anchor. Like, that's what you want to see. I think he can be at least, you know, a good defensive anchor. And also someone that can kind of space the floor a little bit. So, looking good so far. You know, he's got his 4th season coming up. We'll see how much of a jump he can make there. And then see if OKC can continue to make the playoffs and keep developing as a team. And who knows, maybe they could be in the NBA Finals in the next season or 2. So in our 4th season with Chet, we are back in the playoffs. Again, he doesn't have any awards right now. I mean, I didn't really actually look if he had an All-Star appearance. He did put up 17 and 11.5, as you can see. 2 blocks a game. And his efficiency has gone up every season. So that's great. You love seeing that. Was he an All-Star? Let's see. No, he wasn't. No All-Star. Got a few more badges. Up to an 88. So he's definitely progressing. He might test free agency. That's interesting. So we'll see if he ends up re-signing with the Thunder, or if the Thunder decide to match a contract that he'll probably get. I assume they'll give him the qualifier. But yeah, the Thunder, just in case you were curious, went 52 and 30. So yeah, then the playoffs, 2nd seed. We'll see how we could do in this season. At least in the playoffs, see if Chet can do his thing. We'll simulate the round here against the Kings. And they're going to get through the Kings in 5 games to take on the Timberwolves. So they've been in the play-in, the playoffs, and then, well, yeah, we didn't make the playoffs in our 1st season. Play into the playoffs, then got to the 2nd round last season. This season, we get to the Western Conference Finals to take on the 8 seed Spurs. Been all the lower seeds, which is kind of crazy. And maybe the Thunder can go to the finals. And we are there to take on Bronny James and Xavier Booker, who won the Western Conference Finals MVP. So we're in the NBA Finals in our 4th season. Game 1. We'll go game by game here in the finals. Magic beat the Thunder. Who's on the Magic, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Obviously, they got Banchero. So it's a battle of 1 and 2. We also have Evan Mobley somehow. I don't know how they got Evan Mobley. That is very weird. But okay. N Bobo. Miles Turner. Wow, this team is very interesting. Giannis did go to the Cavs. I know that, which is kind of funny. And why they lost, I guess, Evan Mobley, and that was a Jamal Murray, which is kind of weird. So yeah, Thunder lose game 1. They win game 2. Game 3 they lose. They win game 4. They lose game 5. They win game 6. Game 7. And Chet Holmgren is a NBA champion in his 4th season. It is SGA, however, that takes the Finals MVP. But let's take a look and see how Chet played in the playoffs. And I mean, he played the most minutes, and he put up 17.7 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2.6 blocks, 45.3 from the field, almost 40 from 3, and 81 from the line. That's good, honestly. That's good, man. Like, he wasn't the Finals MVP, but he definitely played a role. He definitely played a role in, and he wasn't like the Western Conference Finals MVP. It wasn't anything like that, but he was definitely valuable to the team and a necessary addition. So, great stuff there from Chet in his 4th season, winning an NBA Finals, and this team is primed to win a ton. So, if I was him, I would stay here if he wants to be like a multiple-time champion. We'll see what he decides to do, though. I want to give you a little quick update. So, Chet, not too much of an improvement. I mean, some of his attributes went up, but he did re-sign for 4 years, so he will be in Oklahoma City for the foreseeable future, unless he gets traded, which I don't think he will, but that is awesome to see, and this team could possibly win a Finals next season as well, which is cool, and they still have some picks, I believe. So yeah, great stuff there from Chet. Let's see if he can continue to improve. Maybe let's see if he can get up to 20 points. A lot of talent, though, so it might be a little bit tough, but you never know. Still no awards for Chet, but let's see if he got any All-NBA teams. I don't see him. Any defensive? No. Although Victor Wembanyama won MVP. Now, a lot of guys here. Scoot's on the all-defensive first team already. Dang, that's crazy, dude. There's a lot of talent in this league, man. It's very tough. So we'll see how well Chet did. I think Chet the 2nd seed, not the 1st. 65 wins is a number 2 seed because the Rockets had 69 wins. Which is kind of crazy. But let's see how Chet did. Did he get any awards? He might be kind of getting the short end of the stick a little bit. Those numbers went down a bit this season in terms of counting numbers. His assists career high, 2.3. Not much facilitator. Efficiency-wise, most part went up, except his free throw went slightly down. It was a little less minutes, but, obviously, there's just so many guys on the team. He's up to an 89 overall. So I don't know how much he's going to continue to improve, per se. In terms of overall, but not too bad. I assume then he did not make an all-star team. And he might not. He honestly might not. Like, on this specific team. Obviously, only he's an NBA champion, of course. But, yeah, he might not win a lot of awards. It's going to be a tough thing to do. But, if he's competing for championships, like, I'm sure he's not complaining. We're taking on Phoenix in the 1st round. Let's see if the Thunder can go through them. They do. Sweep. And the Rockets got upset in 5 games. Damn, that sucks. Taking on the 3-seeded Pelicans. And we beat them in 6. Back into the Western Conference Finals to take on the Spurs, who've got a pretty interesting squad of their own. Who the hell is John Bowl? Interesting. John Bowl. Is that like Bobo's brother or whatever? I don't know. They also have Julius Randle, which is kind of interesting. And yeah. Back in the finals, take on the Pistons. Josh Giddey was the Western Conference Finals, maybe not Chet, but that's okay. And you can see the Pistons. They got a good team. They've got Brandon Mill, who's been really good in the sim. We'll see if the Thunder can win another championship, or will the Pistons dethrone them and prevent them from going back-to-back. It's a 3-1 lead. And yeah, the Thunder, easy win there. And Chet Holmgren was a Finals MVP. Okay. Now, that's interesting. I don't think Paolo Banchero was a Finals MVP, if I remember correctly. I think he won 1 championship. Maybe he won 2. I don't remember. I can't recall. But Finals MVP for Chet. That's impressive. That's impressive. 19.4 points, 12 rebounds, 2.6 blocks, 3 assists, and shot incredible efficiency. I mean, because it's a stretch 5, 53.1 is pretty good, and obviously he shot amazing from 3, no matter what. But let's see how he did in the playoffs in general. I mean, yeah, he was pretty good in the playoffs. Obviously, his finals was the highlight, but overall in the playoffs was better in the he was better than he was in the regular season. So that is good to see. Good stuff there from Chet, getting the Finals MVP in his 5th season. So add that to his career accomplishments, as you could see. It doesn't show it in the award history, but Finals MVP. We'll try to remember that. That's definitely a plus. I have to say, in this sim, there's been a lot of different award winners. It's kind of crazy, actually, how many award winners we've had. Do we have potentially? Nope. Xavier Booker made it, but not, unfortunately, not Chet. Did he make a defensive team? No, he didn't. No Chet at all. And yeah, obviously not going to be on a rookie team. But once again, the Thunder were the 2nd seed, because the Rockets 63-19, same record. But I'm not too worried about the Rockets. They can't even get out of the 1st round. Let's see how Chet did, if he was good or not. And honestly, looks like the numbers are going down. There's so many guys that are scoring better than him. That's interesting. 12.5 points, 8.3 rebounds, 2.1 assists. I mean, again, he's shooting pretty efficiently. It's just like there's so many guys on this team, which that's the problem. Like, OKC is very talented, but it might be almost too talented for Chet to actually really do anything with awards. So I wonder what he... Well, it seems like he's extremely loyal. So if I look at him, I mean, it looks as though... Did he re-up? I don't know if he re-upped, but, he obviously re-upped before. So he's not up for a contract extension yet. But yeah, it looks like he probably would re-up because he is, like, I think it said extremely loyal. So we'll see. But in the playoffs, again, sweep there of the Utah Jazz. Got the Pelicans again. And this time, oh my gosh, we came back from a 3-0 lead to beat them. And we're facing the Spurs once again, who beat the friggin' Rockets. That's insane. Okay. I'm a little worried about the Spurs. I feel like they're pretty good. But we are going to face the Luka Doncic-led Toronto Raptors. Shea won the Western Conference Finals MVP. So, it's basically Luka. I guess they have some other guys, but... Okay, yeah, Luka Doncic, man. Absolutely crazy. I don't know if he could do it against this team. Are the Thunder going to three-peat with a sweep? No. But a gentleman's sweep. And SGA this time, Finals MVP. So 3 straight NBA Finals for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And as you look at their playoff stats, those are the playoff stats. Playoff stats. How did Chet do in the playoffs? 15.3 points. So they went up. They definitely went up. I think he lost a batch. He was at 11. Now he's at 11 batch. He was at 12 before. But yeah, in the playoffs, I mean, yeah, stats went up for the most part. 50, 40, 90 in the playoffs. That's pretty good. So, I mean, he's done well. It's just, like I said, there's just so much guys on this team that are just really good. I mean, this is pretty much a little bit over. I guess if you want to count 16 games. But, yeah, it's good. He's been doing well, so I can't complain about it. Chet's looking great. 3-time champion already. He's in a great situation. He doesn't have to be the number 1 guy. He can just hit shots, defend, and when he's called upon, he can win a Finals MVP. So it's beautiful. This Chet is now a 90 overall, so that's pretty cool. He's touching 90. We have the Thunder have 5 90 overall players, and they probably could have more if these guys can progress up to a 90 as well. Obviously SGA still. They re-signed Booker. They gotta keep Trey Johnson around. They have Josh Giddey still. If they re-sign him, and they added a couple guys down here as well. This team looks good, man. This team, if they could 4-peat, that would be insane. Like, this team would be, like, insane. This team is already insane, so... and Chet's a part of it. He's definitely played a role. He's played his role, so let's see if we can continue it. This team won 70 games. Dude, Scoot's a perennial 6th man of the year. Friggin' Friggin' Victor Wembanyama, MVP Defensive Player of the Year every year, but 70 and 12. It's impressive. I had to sneeze, I'm sorry. Still no Chet on any of these teams. I don't think he's ever going to make a team. Like, I think the Thunder just have way too much talent. But 70 and 12 is absolutely insane. So, trying to go for a 4-peat would be absolutely incredible. We'll see how Chet did this season. He had 12.8 points in the regular season. He steps it up in the playoffs. But, yeah, his efficiency is still pretty good. He's playing decent defense, blocking shots. He's still averaging a double-double for his career, 14 and 10. I don't know if he'll be a Hall of Famer. It'd be tough, but he's been good. He's been really good. I would assume, like, if I was OKC, I'd retire his number. Three-time champion, could be a 4-time. You know, he might spend his entire career in OKC, so we'll see what ends up happening with him. But let's keep simulating and see what happens. So, good sim. He playing. See, we're taking on the Kings. I mean, trying to go for that 4-peat. Can we do it? Swept the Kings. Taking on the Mavericks. Remember, the Mavericks don't have Luka, but they do have... they have a good team, though. Bronny James. They have Bronny James, who was an MVP at one point. Wow, he 0.6 points here, and then he went from 0.6 to 19.7 points. Okay, interesting. Very interesting there from Bronny, but we beat them in 6. Finally, the Rockets are here out of the first round, but we swept them. Evan Mobley, Xavier Booker, we got the Magic in the finals. We've seen their team. They're really good, but I think we might be better unless they do decide to beat us, which they might. They're up 2-0. Are we going to get swept? No. No way. Oh, lost in 7. Wow, I thought this team would come back from a 3-0 lead, but they don't. Paolo Banchero is the Finals MVP this time, so this time he gets the better of Chet. Let's take a look at the playoff stats and see how Chet did in this playoff run. And, it wasn't very good. Yeah, not the best run here for Chet. It's a bit tough because, again, like I said, there's so much talent on his team, so he's really not getting a lot of opportunities. But, you know, he's still a 3-time champion. So he got to the finals 4 straight seasons, and he's here till 2030. So, you know, unless he opts out of his player option, which he might test. So, 2 years left. Let's see what ends up happening. Another season in the books, and once again, we had the best record, 68 and 14. The team was amazing. I don't know if we had any, I don't know if we had Chet Holmgren on here. We had Xavier Booker, not that that matters, for this video at least. Unless maybe he made an all-defensive team? No. It's just not going to happen. Brook Lopez Jr. That looks nothing like Brook Lopez. And he's not from Rhode Island. But, well, maybe. Maybe he could go to school in Rhode Island. It's possible. But... okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the team went 68 to 14. How did Chet do? I think he's on his last year of his deal before he has that player option, which he might decline. So yeah, Chet. I mean, he's still starting, but only putting up 12 points. You guys can see the numbers are, you know, the counting sets aren't quite there. He's putting up over 2 blocks a game, but yeah, as you can see, they're starting to dip in his career. He's really just gonna be kind of like a guy that you could sometimes go to. Good role player, good starting center. Good scorer, stretch the floor, defend, anchor defense. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, other than that, yeah, there's just so much talent on this team. So many guys that are coming up, developing, and, you know, Chet's doing his thing, though. I can't complain about it. But let's see how we could do in the playoffs again and how Chet does. We do get past Golden State in 6. The Nuggets, we beat them in 5. We're taking on the Pelicans in the Western Conference Finals, and we beat them. And we're going to be taking on the Sixers this time, not the Magic. They lost in 7. And let's see if we can win the championship again. And we do. 4 out of the last 5. And the one that we lost was a friggin' Game 7, which is unfortunate. Xavier Booker was the Finals MVP. Which is pretty nice. So if we take a look at the playoff stats again, let's see if Chet did anything of worthiness. And I mean, 12.8 points, 8.3 rebounds, too. Yeah, about the same as what he did in the season. It was a little more. He's definitely more efficient though, for sure, which is nice to see. So another another ring for Chet. Again, 4-time champion, pretty sweet. But other than that, I mean, like, as an individual player, he hasn't done too much. No other awards besides that. Oh, other than the Finals MVP. He did win a Finals MVP. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, 4-time champion and a Finals MVP. But other than that, nothing too much. He hasn't made an All-Star appearance. Hasn't made any All-NBA teams, All-Defensive teams. Didn't make the rookie team because he was hurt. I guess if I had turned off his injury, he would have made it. Possibly. Or maybe he might have missed too many games already. I don't know. Either way, let's see if he decides to stay in OKC and just stack up more championships, or if maybe he wants to leave and go, you know, maybe to a good team and be more involved in the offense. Decided to stay, signed a 5-year deal, and he's up to a 91 overall, so he went up. His inside scoring went up, his physical went down, but 5 years, $233.42 million. So he decides to stay in OKC. I mean, we have 5 really good players. Our bench kind of not that great. So I think we did lose a few guys. We couldn't keep everybody. But, you know, Xavier Booker's becoming a stud. SGA still here. We don't have Josh Giddey anymore, which is kind of unfortunate. But we'll see if this team could somehow get back to the finals. They've been on an amazing run. It's a dynasty. Well, we have an OKC MVP, which is pretty nice. But still, yeah, we were 64-18. Still no, what's his face? Chet Holmgren on any of these teams. Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to make it. I've kind of lost hope on that. But as long as he still stacks up championships, maybe he could win Western Conference Finals MVP or something like that. But yeah, it just doesn't really look like he's going to... I mean, he put up 15 points this season, so he did put up a little bit more with some of the guys leaving the team. So he did have a little bit more of an involved role on the offensive end. And almost back to 14 and 10 on his career. Like, he's 0.1 away. So 15 points, 10.7 rebounds. And the efficiency from 3 went up, which is nice, over 40%. I think that was a career high. So, I mean, he's still doing his thing out there. He's 20 years old. He's had a solid career. I mean, just nothing too spectacular. 4-time champion and a Finals MVP. It's the same thing. He might be a 5-time champion if we can win the thing here. We've struggled against Portland. One thing I've noticed, for some reason, we have not been able to beat... We were struggling against this team in the regular season. So they could actually beat us here, but we don't. We beat them in 5. Okay. We were struggling against them. We didn't really beat them at all during the regular season. Almost lost to the Jazz. They've got a solid team. They've got another D. Mitchell. Different one, though. And we're in the Western Conference Finals. Grizzlies. We've got Collier. Not Ja Morant. DJ Wagner as well. Which is pretty cool. It's an interesting team. Let's see if we can beat them. And we are back in the finals to take on the Pistons this time. We also struggled against the Knicks, who have this team. Okay. But we're taking on this team. And Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey went to the Pistons, huh? Interesting. Okay. Didn't know that he was there. Well, let's see if we can beat them. Game 1 is a win. Game 2 is a win for them. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? We're up 3-1. Let's win in 5. Another NBA champion. Xavier Booker is just too good, man. Finals MVP. But let's see how Chet played in the playoffs. And, yeah, once again, a 5-time champion. Could have been a 6-time champion, but unfortunately, that, we lost. Where are the stats? There they are. 13.7. Yeah, double-double. Efficiency went a little bit down in the playoffs, but he's still pretty good. 2.1 blocks, 1 steal a game. Good defense, 3.2 assists. Pretty solid on the offensive rebounding end as well. So you like to see that from Chet. So yeah, 5-time champion. One thing I will say is that this team did lose Xavier Booker. So I guess that means that Chet would have a little bit more of an opportunity now. Because of that. So I'd assume his stats will be better this season. We were still somehow the number 1 seed, even with losing some pretty good players. And yeah, I mean, 16 points, so definitely went up. 16 points, 10.8 rebounds. So there you go. You're starting to see, pretty good statistics from him. I mean, the shooting was there as well. Efficiency was looking great from Chet. He's playing good D. Still no awards, I don't think. Yeah, 5-time champion and a Finals MVP still. So still no All-Stars. I don't think he's ever going to be an All-Star. It just doesn't seem like it. But, hey, he's been playing really well, so I cannot complain about that. And you can see the depth is not quite there as it usually has been, or there's not as much star talent either. So we'll see what happens there, and maybe we'll be doing free agency. But we're trying to go for another championship. I mean, we're still a #1 seed, although this could be the year maybe that we don't make it back. But we got to the first round in 5 games. The second round, we almost lost to the Spurs in 7, but we beat them. We're taking on the Grizzlies, and this is to get back to the finals, and we can't get back there as we lose in 6 to the Grizzlies, who are going to win the finals, and DJ Wagner was the finals MVP. So our run of making, I think it was 6 straight finals, has ended there, but made the conference finals. This team is still a perennial contender, obviously, and Chet was pretty solid in the playoffs, so you like to see that from him. Put about 17 points, 8.5 rebounds, almost 4 assists on some good defense and pretty solid efficiency as well. So you like to see that from him. And he's 30 years old now. He's still got 4 years left on his deal. He probably will start regressing, I'd say, in a couple seasons maybe. So right now, though, he's still playing well. Let's see if he can keep it up. Another season in the books. And Chet Holmgren made all-defensive second team. So he's got something. He's got an all-defensive second-team appearance, so you like to see that from him. He put up 15, 10, 2 blocks a game. I mean, he's pretty much doing the same as he's always been, but he finally got the nod. And was also very efficient as well, again, from the field. Once again, shooting for over 40% from 3, 41.8 to be exact, which is a career high. He's been improving since the 29-30 season, so I like to see that. His free throw percentage, 85.3 as well. Field goal percentage dipped a bit, but hey, he's been playing great, and you love to see that. So let's see if he can keep it up. Wait, what was that guy's name? I don't even know what it was. I'm going to have to watch that back, but that name was great. End up with the 2 seed, though. 55 and 27. Our good old arch nemesis, what are their faces? The Trailblazers. Did we get any awards besides that? No, just second team all defense. But hey, that's cool. That's helpful for the legacy, I'd say, a little bit. So, finals MVP, second defense, second team defense, 5-time champion. Could be potentially a 6-time champion. We could win another finals. That'd be sweet. Again, like I said, finals MVP in one of those, which is fantastic. We do get past the Pelicans in 5 in the second round again. Take on Dallas, and Dallas beats us in 7. Tough 7-game series. Bronny James too much to handle as we get eliminated. And let's see who wins the finals. Portland versus the Heat. And the Trailblazers win the finals with Kel Ware winning finals MVP. How did Chet do in the playoffs? Was he good? Was he bad? Didn't look like he was too... Well, no, he actually was pretty solid. I thought it didn't look like he was too good, but he was pretty good. 16, 10.7, almost 2.5 blocks. Shot 50% from the field, 37 from 3, 95.5 from the line. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's been playing well. Let's see if he can keep it up. If he can get one more championship, that'd be great. If he can finish with, if he can get 6, that'd be awesome. And maybe let's see if he can rack up a couple defensive teams. Maybe try to get an All-Star. He still doesn't have one yet. Looking at the awards, we almost had the #1 seed, but we kind of dropped off a little bit in the near the end. We didn't get Chet Holmgren this time on any teams, but once again, the 2nd seed. Let's look at the stats on the season for him, and as you can see, the numbers dipped a bit. 12.5 points, 8.4 rebounds. Didn't do as great defensively. Field goal percentage went up, though. 3-point percentage still high, 85 from the line. I mean, he's done well. He's had a pretty good career. Just, again, no All-Star appearances right now, but he's doing his things. He's got 2 more years on his contract. So I'm curious to see. I'll probably end up re-signing, honestly. I would assume he'll retire with the Thunder. He'll probably have, 1 more contract. Call it after this one, and then maybe he'd retire. I don't know. Who knows? Depends on how long the contract is, I guess. If he gets another 5-year deal, but we'll see, unless he gets like an extension. But right now, we've got the playoffs to worry about. So here we go. We got the Grizzlies in round 1, and we beat them in 5. And round 2 is the Kings, and we swept them. We're in the Western Conference Finals to take on the Warriors, who have a pretty solid roster. As you can see, they have DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, what's up, man? So, can we beat them and go to the finals again? And we do. Cooper Flag. Who is this? Cooper Flag. Oh, this guy's real, apparently. I don't know if he's real, but, like, he's in that draft class that the guy downloaded from the 2026 draft class. I don't know if he's a real guy or not, but he's there. SGA still doing his thing at 35 as well. We got the Bucks in the finals against the Thunder. Can the Thunder come out on top? It's not looking like it's going to happen. It's 2-1. It's 3-1 Bucks, and can we make it? Maybe bring it back? No, we lose in 6. Cooper Flag wins the finals MVP, unfortunately. So, can't get back to the finals. Can't get the job done. Chet in the playoffs, 14 points, 9.1 rebounds. It was pretty good. You know, there's just a lot of guys on the team, like I said. So, he's been in the finals a lot. He's had a lot of playoff success. Many. I don't think he's missed the playoffs except for his, like, rookie season where he only played 16 games because he was hurt. Every other season we've made the playoffs, which is kind of crazy. So he's been feasting there. So you love to see that. Decided to skip the last season altogether. We actually finally missed the playoffs. Chet did re-sign with the Thunder. He's 33 now. He is starting to regress a little bit. 89 overall, not too bad. So we'll see. You know, we had not the most efficient season last year. Played the most minutes that he's played in a while. Double-double, though. I think he averaged a career high in rebounds, which is nice to see. Block shots. Still playing good D. So, you know, hey, we'll see how he could do out the rest of this contract. He probably going to retire after this 5-year deal. So it looks like he will be a Thunder for life. And, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much about it. I don't know if this team's going to really make the playoffs. We don't even have, what's-his-face anymore, Shea. So Trey Johnson is here. Ron Holland. So maybe Chet's a third option again. We might get a little bit more touches. We'll see. But it'd be nice if we can get an all-star appearance, but I don't think it's going to happen. So if we don't make the playoffs, I'll just give you guys like an update maybe in 2 or 3 seasons or something. Thunder ended up making the playoffs again. 3rd seed this time, taking on the Jazz. And, yeah, once again, back in the playoffs, top 3 seed. Chet averaged 13.5 points. Yeah, like you said, the efficiency starting to go down, 33. 90 overall, still doing his thing. Almost a double-double. He's 0.1 rebound away. I think it's probably going to start declining, though, a bit. Still, like I said, no all-star appearances. Again, I don't think he's going to get any more awards unless it's, like, championships, unless he somehow wins a finals MVP. But I don't see that happening. We're just going to simulate the play-in, take on the Jazz. I meant to simulate the round, just the round. And we beat them in 6. Back in the 2nd round, take on Phoenix. Let's see if we can beat them, or will we get sent home? We actually beat them in 7, which is impressive. So we're taking on the Kings in the conference finals. They've got a pretty solid team. Can we get back to the finals? And we do. Ron Holland and AJ Dembélé to the Sixers. Okay, so we're in the finals again. Game 1, the Sixers win. Game 2, the Sixers win. Game 3, are we really going to get swept? No, we don't get swept. We win 2 straight. Can we win 3 straight? No way. Wow, we won 4 straight. 4 straight games after being down 3-0. The Sixers with a 3-0 lead. We won our 6th championship in this video with Chet. But Rod Holland was the finals MVP, though, not Chet. But great stuff there. That's incredible. So Chet now has 6 rings in the career. 16 points. He was good in the playoffs. Played great D. 2 blocks game over, steal a game. And was definitely more efficient in the playoffs than the regular season. So that's good. 34 years old, man. He's got 6 rings. And a 2nd team all defense and a finals MVP. And he's made a lot of money. And he's been pretty solid. So can't complain about that. And maybe, who knows? I mean, if they somehow won this year, maybe there's a shot they do it again. Who knows? All right, so once again, we're back in the playoffs. I just did not think that we'd be back here, but yet here we are. Chet on the season, double-double. Again, the efficiency is starting to dip. 88 overall still, which is still pretty good. And yeah, the guy's playing very good basketball, 34 years old. He's definitely not in his prime. We're starting to regress. But we are here in the playoffs. Can we make any noise in this season? We get past the Kings in 7. So we're back in the second round to take on the Suns, who have a really good team, and they beat us in 5. So we lost in the second round. Not too surprising. Chet in the playoffs. Oy, not very good. Not very good in the playoffs. 35, 15 years. Not the best playoff performance this past playoff. So definitely showing his age a little bit. But, you know, so far so good on his career. We got the Sixers winning the finals against the Timberwolves. This guy, finals MVP. Got drafted out of high school, interestingly enough. Wait, where is he? Oh, he's the 2026 pick. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, let's see if he retires. I don't know if he will, but we'll double check. No, Chet did not retire, so he's still here in the league. Just double checking to make sure I didn't miss. Yeah, no, he looks like he's still in the league, so that's good to see. All right. I have to say, man, this Thunder team keeps surprising me. We got the #1 seed again in the Western Conference, which is insane. Now, granted, Chet's really not doing as much as he, used to. He's still starting, which is interesting. 12.5 points. The efficiency is tanking a bit. You can see he's starting to regress. 16 years, but he's still doing his thing. I mean, about 14 and 10 for his career, and shooting, 45%, almost 37 from 3, 82 from the line. 2 blocks a game, 0.8 steals. And he's still playing good D, so he's a good two-way stretch 5. That's a great explanation for who he is. So we have, I thought that was Dwight Howard for a second. We have Mikal Brown Jr. I don't know who that is. And this guy is, that's a real Mikey Williams? Oh, that's real Mikey Williams. Nice. Okay. We have #1 seed again. This could be Chet's last chance at well, I don't even want to say that. Because, the Thunder have been surprising me. Sometimes we get the #1 seed, and it's like, wow, how does this team get it? And, yeah, we're back in the Western Conference Finals. Can we get past Memphis? That's a tough matchup, and they do beat us in 5, so we cannot get back to the NBA Finals. Memphis sweeps it. But let's see how Chet did, if he did anything in the playoffs. Much better playoffs than last time we saw him in the playoffs. So yeah, he just had a bad playoffs last year. This year, much better. 15 points. Yeah, he upped it this year from his regular season stats. Great shooting as well from 3. So he was fantastic. Tried his best. 36 years old. Let's see what ends up happening. We're just going to keep going until he retires. In once again the playoffs, as you can see though, Chet is not really he started most of the season, but I think it's better for him to just come off the bench. He is definitely not as good as he used to be. You guys can see his efficiency is tanked. But maybe there's a chance that we could potentially win with Chet one more time. I wouldn't mind that. We're in the second round to take on the Rockets. We're just simulating through back in the Western Conference Finals. Take on the Timberwolves. Yeah, Chet is still starting. Timberwolves are a tough team. Can we get through? Lose in 7. That's tough. It's the Timberwolves and the Cavs, and Timberwolves win again. Oh boy, it's tough. We were 1 game away from getting back to the finals. I wouldn't mind getting Chet another ring if we can. In the playoffs, he definitely upped his efficiency. It seems like he's a good playoff performer. I will say that. For the most part, as you can see, his numbers definitely went up. His efficiency went way up. But yeah, he is 37 now, so I think he's got 1 more year on his deal after this. I'm thinking he might just play that season, and then he's going to end up retiring. He's thinking about his next one. That's his contract, though, so we'll see what happens with him. But I'm going to simulate and see if he does retire or not. See, once again in the in the playoffs as a 3 seed. As you can see, though, Chet's still starting for the most part. But, yeah, his stats have obviously gone down. Efficiency-wise, not looking too hot. But, hey, he's still putting up numbers, still playing. Usually does well in the playoffs. He usually steps his game up, so let's see if he could do it here again. We lose, though, in 6 in the first round to the Lakers, which is kind of unfortunate. But Chet did play better than he did in the regular season, for sure. I don't know. Will this be his last season? I guess let's find out. Simulate the playoffs. Let's see who ends up winning the finals, just out of curiosity. The Spurs break through against the Hawks and win in 7. Malik Thomas, finals MVP. Does Chet walk away? He doesn't. He does. That's what I figured he would. Josh Giddey also retires. Jaylee Green, Paulo Banchero's on the Raptors. He's been on the Raptors for a while. But Chet Holmgren ends up retiring, calls his career after 18 seasons. And I have to say, he had a pretty solid career. 13 points, 9.6 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 0.8 steals, 1.9 blocks, which is pretty good. Shot 44.4 from the field, 36.2 from 3, 82% from the line, which isn't bad. There's a lot of talent on the team. He ended up with 6 championships. He made the playoffs a bunch of times. Made the finals a couple times. Had a couple finals losses. Deep playoff runs. He also stepped it up in the playoffs. He won a finals MVP. So, pretty solid. Never made an all-star, though. Only made one all-defensive second team, which is a little bit surprising. So, his individual wasn't amazing. Scoring-wise, scored about 18,000 points. At 13,481 rebounds is pretty good. I think he'll be near the top there. Assists, steals, block shots, he'll definitely be in the top, I would assume. I'm just kind of looking at the rest of the things. Shooting. Yeah, good stuff there from Chet. He had a good career. He had 536 double-doubles on his career. 8,099 plus minus for his career. So, fair play to him. Will he make the Hall of Fame? My guess is he will not make the Hall of Fame. I just don't think he did enough individually to make it. I do think that the Thunder should retire his jersey. Will they? That's the question. I don't know. We're going to look at his stats, though, after we look at all this. A bunch of guys here also retire. Hall of Fame inductees. He did not make the Hall of Fame. He did not have enough individual awards. Although Banchero, though, he had 5 All-Star appearances. He was a champion, and he won the Finals MVP against us. Couple All-NBA appearances, Rookie of the Year, and Rookie First Team. LaMelo Ball, 14-time All-Star MVP, made some All-NBA teams, and some defensive teams as well, and won the Rookie of the Year, but never won a championship, though, unfortunately. But it is what it is. But let's see if Chet gets his jersey retired. I would assume he should, and he does. The Thunder were like, we are retiring the man, the myth, the legend is Chet Holmgren. Got us 6 championships. He won a Finals MVP for us. Great stuff there from Chet. Did a lot in the community, made a lot of money, I'm sure. So fantastic stuff there. Hey, he had a good career. He got his number retired from the Thunder. So I guess then in the end, that's really all that matters. We'll take a look at the career stats on 2K, maybe compare them in Basketball Reference, just so you kind of get an idea of where he'd probably fall like in IRL, even though it's not fully accurate, but let's just hypothetically just see where it will. Chet obviously not here in all-time scoring, but yeah, nobody passed LeBron. LeBron was number 1, and nobody's passed him. Victor got close. Luka was pretty close. A lot of guys were close. These guys were within less than 1,000 away. Victor didn't even win a championship, which is kind of crazy. I would assume, let's see, if we go to rebounds, I would assume Chet's going to be here somewhere. Chet Holmgren was 19th overall, 13,481 rebounds. I'm curious to see where that would put him, like on Basketball Reference. We'll take a look at that, 13,841. I think his scoring, I think he would score like 18-something thousand points, if I remember correctly. Assists, I wouldn't foresee him being on here. I'd be kind of shocked. He did play a lot of years, but he wasn't much of a facilitator. Block shots, he should definitely be on this list. I don't know exactly where he'd fall. He'd probably be in the top 50, I would assume. Top 25, maybe? Chet. Number 11 in block shots. Victor was number 2, which is kind of crazy. But Chet was number 5, 2,690 career block shots. That's impressive indeed. Steals, LaMelo. Can't beat John Stockton. Scoot tried his best. Which is interesting, but couldn't get the job done. I don't think we'll see Chet on this list either. I don't know if he had enough to qualify. I think he was a bit short. Minutes, he actually might have played a lot of minutes. I don't know how many he did. Yeah, he made it 43,000 minutes. So that's insane. 53rd all time for Chet. So good stuff there. We're not going to look at all this because he's not going to be on all these anyway. He might be on rebounds per game, though, I would assume. I think it's like 9 point something that he had. He'll probably be like near the bottom over here. Unless like his last few seasons maybe took him off. I don't see him. Yeah, I think maybe his last few seasons took him off the list because he might have been able to slip in, but unfortunately didn't. But let's take a look at Basketball Reference. We'll look at like the points and the rebounds and block shots because I'm kind of curious to see where he'd be with his numbers there. Up, Chet Holmgren. He'd be number 10 right now. He'd be top 10 if we just plopped him in just like this in NBA history. He'd be number 10 in blocks. His scoring was at like 18,000 or something. I don't think he'd be in the top 100. Actually, no, he might be. No, he would be. He'd be somewhere over here. I don't remember exactly what the number was, but he'd be like in this range right here. So he'd be in the top 75 or close to it, just outside top 80. Let's say top 80. He'd be in the top 80. I don't remember what the number was exactly. And then rebounds as well. I want to take a look at total rebounds. He had about, 13,481. I'm looking at it now. So I go to total rebounds on his career. 13,481. If you just plopped him in, would be number 16, right above Shaq. So you'd be right below Shaq in terms of blocks and right above Shaq in terms of rebounding, which is pretty interesting. So that's not bad. I mean, listen, pretty solid career. He had 6 finals, an all defensive second team appearance, no all-star appearances, unfortunately. Got his number retired, won a finals MVP, so hey, that's a good career in my book. So definitely thought he could have done a little bit more if he had maybe his own team. I don't think he would have had as much team success though, but I do think he would have still had maybe a finals win. He probably would have had a championship, maybe 2. A couple more all-star appearances, maybe some more defensive appearances. He'd get a little bit better averages and totals, which might have helped his Hall of Fame case. But I think he'll take 6 rings. So yeah, I guess with that being said, let's go to the full screen and close the video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments also more video ideas. Let me know some other players you want to see. I have a few like in mind, like some of the other top picks and some of the upcoming guys in the draft. But if you have any other ones, let me know in the comments below, or just video ideas in general. Socials, second channel, main channel, all that fun stuff. Check it out down below in the description. With that being said, I'm going to head on out. Take care, everybody. See you soon, and peace.